What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the Dread Pirate, Dr. Disaster, and the numbers just keep getting worse for Russell T Davies and Ncuti Gatwa. It would seem that nobody wants to watch this version of Doctor Who, or as he should be called, Doctor.
What the hell is even that?
You will recall that last week we got our first indication as to how bad the streaming data was for this new Doctor Who material on Disney+. Well, the following week is out now, and it ain't getting any better. Nielsen just released the top 10 streaming numbers for Doctor Who's first full week in the United States, and let's just say this, there is probably a good reason that Russell T Davies is saying that the show's future is up in the air. Ncuti Gatwa told the audience that if they didn't like the direction of the show, they should go touch grass. Well, I guess that message made it to the United States as well. Touching grass remains the undefeated champion.
Yeah!
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to follow me over on Twitter where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. But let's see what's going on with Doctor Who's numbers here. We're going to be using data from the Nielsen Top 10. If you aren't familiar with it, Nielsen is a website that tracks the minutes that a show is streamed in the United States. Every week, they post the top 10 highest streamed content in 4 categories: original TV shows, acquired TV shows, movies, and then overall. And as you can see here, they tell us how many millions of minutes a show was watched, so Bridgerton was the #1 show for original content in the week of May 13th through the 19th. It was watched for 2,756,000,000 minutes. Now, the one thing that you will not see on this chart is Doctor Who. That's because nobody gives a shit about the Time Lord any longer.
Nobody cares.
And can you blame people for tuning out? Why would they want to watch characters like this? What would make that appealing to the general audience? Most people will see a character like Jinx Monsoon's Maestro and go, what the hell am I even watching? Nobody is drawn into this except for the wokesters that this show is trying to appeal to. But that modern audience clearly didn't show up. Well, last week we talked about how pathetic it was that Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor couldn't even crack the top 10 in its premiere, but in all fairness, it was originally aired on May 10th, meaning that there were only 3 days of that week to watch the content in order for it to crack the top 10 of that week's streaming. But in this particular week, that is not an excuse, and to make matters even more sad for the show, it would have been easier to crack the top 10 for this week. They only had to hit 219 million minutes in order to crack the top 10. The 3 episodes that were available during that week are a combined 140 minutes long. That means that in order to crack the top 10, Doctor Who would have only needed 1,565,000 people to watch the episodes. On a streamer with approximately 54 million subscribers in the United States, that should have been simple. That is less than 3% of the subscriber count, but they couldn't even manage that. It would seem that the show has truly become Doctor
Who?
With these numbers in mind, it is no wonder that Russell T. Davies is suggesting that Doctor Who's future is still up in the air after the first 2 seasons that Disney signed onto. I mean, you gotta think that Disney has been forthcoming about the numbers for Star Wars The Acolyte in order to make it sound like it's popular, but they have been completely quiet about this show. Why is that, I wonder?
Diane, that's a very good question.
Well, it seems fairly clear to me that the show is performing far below their expectations. We will likely never know, because if the show doesn't crack the top 10 on Nielsen, and if Disney doesn't come out and tell us directly, then we have no way of knowing how bad the numbers are. All we know for certain is that the show had less than 219 million minutes during its first full week, and that is quite pathetic.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
But I'm going to leave it there. I get the feeling that Doctor Who is on very thin ice with these numbers. They will need to see a return on their investment soon, or it's unlikely that the show will return for season 3 on Disney+. But what do you think? Will the show be renewed for a 3rd season on Disney+, or is it going to get kicked to the curb? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.